The lifelong quest for knowledge. Teachers can influence students not only by teaching but by also giving practical lessons in human values, particularly by their selfless giving of knowledge. Dear friends, I would like to share with you a great event that happened on 18th December 2014. Indian Space Research Organization's ISRO GSLV Mark III achieved its test mission successfully by traveling on an expected path on time. This proclaimed to the world that India will soon realize its dream of sending its astronauts into space. This was an experimental launch, and the full fledged launch is likely to take place in 2 years' time. The main purpose of this mission was to atmospheric test the atmospheric characteristics and stability of the rocket. The 630-ton rocket has gone up to 126 km. Then the 4-ton crew capsule, which has enough space for accommodate three people, detached and landed into the Bay of Bengal, 600 km from Port Blair and 1,600 km from the space station, 20 minutes of blast off. The parachutes controlled the crew module as per expected lines. The system worked to the scheduled times perfectly. After launch, the heat shield separated the crew module atmospheric re-entry, re-entry experiment care module separated from the launch vehicle. Then the module worked in an active control aerodynamic declaration phase started on expected lines. Declaration system initiation started at the right time and the apex cover separated exactly on time. The pirate chute ejection was initiated and drug chute development started. The penultimate action of main parachute development deployment was activated. And finally, CARE module impacted on the Andaman Sea within 20 minutes of the entire life cycle. GSLV Mark III has made ISRO self-reliant to launch big satellites for important societal applications as solar power satellite and manned missions later. Some of you may one day become astronauts for ISRO's moon mission or Mars mission. My friends in ISRO say the reason for the success of this mission is a creative and specific minds of the youth who participated in this program. I thought of sharing this information as I am certain it will inspire the youth to take up the pursuit of science. The desire to study science or any other subject may come from people who you meet as young people. When I think of my childhood days, I am reminded by Sri Sivashu Brahmaniya Iyer, who taught me when I was studying in the fifth grade at the age of 10. Whenever my teacher entered into the classroom, we all saw in him a teacher radiating knowledge. He was a great teacher in our school. All of us loved to attend his class and hear them. One day he was teaching about the flight of bird. He drew a diagram of a bird on the blackboard depicting, depicting the wings, tail, and the body structure with the head. He explained how birds lift and fly. He also explained to us how they change direction while flying. For nearly 25 minutes, he gave the lecture with lots of information on lift, drag, how to birds fly in a formation. At the end of the class, he wanted to know whether we had understood how the birds fly. I said I did not understand. When I said this, the teacher asked the other students where they understood or not. Many students said that they also did not understand. Our response did not upset him since he was a committed teacher. Sri Iyer said that he would take all of us to the seashore. That evening, the whole class was at the seashore of Rameshwaram. We enjoyed the roaring sea waves knocking at the sandy hills in the pleasant evening. Birds were flying with sweet chirping voice. He showed the sea birds in formation of 10 to 20. We saw the marvelous formations of birds and were amazed. He showed us the birds and asked us to see that when the birds fly, what they looked like. We saw the wings flapping. He asked us to look at the tail portion, along with flapping wings and twisting tail. We noticed closely and found that the birds in the condition flew in the direction they desired. Then he asked us a question. Where is the bird's engine and how is it powered? He went on to explain that the bird is powered by its own life and the motivation of what it wants. All things all these things were explained to us within 15 minutes. We all understood the whole dynamics from this practical example. Your teacher was a great teacher. He could give us a theoretical lesson coupled with a live practical example available from nature. This is real teaching. For me, it was not merely an understanding of how a bird flies. From that evening, I thought that my future study had to be with reference to flight and flight systems. I am saying this because my teacher's teaching and the event that I witnessed decided my future career. Then one evening after the classes, I asked my teacher, Sir, please tell me how to progress further in learning all about flight. He patiently explained to me that I should complete my 8th class, go to high school, to engineering college. That may lead to learning that about flight. If I complete my all educations with excellence, I might be able to be something connected with flight sciences. This advice and the bird flying lesson given by my teacher really gave me a goal and a mission for my life. When I went to college, I took physics. When I went to study engineering in Madras Institute of Technology, I took aeronautical engineering. Thus, my life was transformed to a rocket engineer, aerospace engineer, and technologist. That one incident of my teacher teaching the lesson showing the live example proved to be a turning point in my life, which eventually shaped my profession and enabled me to fly. Another great teacher who is living legend now is Professor Chinnadurai. He taught me physics, particularly nuclear physics. The way the professor taught, many students started loving the subject. When he was taking lessons, he used to give reference articles and good reference books that the students could refer to and read. He ensured that we all refer to good physics textbook during the lecture institute of only reading the notes. This widened the horizon of the learning. Professor Chinadurai still lives in Dindugal, and I met him and I pay my respects whenever I am in that area. The method of this his teaching was important in making the student a lifelong independent learner, which is essential for the continuous growth of an individual and thereby the nation. The best learning takes place when the teacher infuses a creative learning habits in the students and makes it an enjoyable part of lifelong quest for knowledge. Even today, whenever I meet him, he radiates a sense of enlightenment. These examples show how teachers can influence the students not only by teaching but also giving practical lessons in human values, particularly the trait of selfless giving of knowledge. I am grateful to my college for helping me acquire knowledge and value systems in life. Do you know about a man of science and about a life completely dedicated to innovation, creativity, and scientific research? His most famous success was atro- astrophysical Chandrasekharan limit. The Chandra limit describes the maximum mass greater than 1.44 solar mass of a white dwarf star or Equivalently, the minimum mass for which a star will ultimately collapse into a neutron star or black hole following a supernova. The limit was first calculated by a scientist while on a ship from India to Cambridge, England. Yes, I am referring to Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. Yes, I am referring to Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. Yes, I am referring to Subramanian Chandrasekhar, who lived his entire life for research on the cosmos. There was a great woman scientist who is known for discovering radium. She won not one but two Nobel Prizes, one for physics and another for chemistry. Who is she? She was Madame Curie. She discovered radium and was doing research on the effect of radiation on the human system. The same radiation which she discovered affected her, and she sacrificed her life for removing the pain in human life. Now, to all the students gathered here, I would like to talk about the importance of creating a beautiful home environment. A beautiful home, and we have 200 million homes in India, emanates from four dimensions. One comes from spiritual home, second comes from mother's happiness, third comes from transparency of the home, and the fourth comes from providing a clean and green environment. This combination of four traits indeed brings about a happy home. Let us study how we can achieve that. Spiritual home.